came from a long time of just always holding in my farts. If I gotta go poop, I can't poop wherever I am because it's just an uncomfortable topic. But we need to eliminate that because you're literally full of shit.
Right.
Like, why are you hiding it? Like, if you're not able to, like. That's right. So if you've seen the title, you know what we're talking about. All things poop. In this episode, let me tell y'all, this is one of my favorite topics. I love to talk about pooping, bowel elimination, all of that stuff.
Yeah, one thing that we do, we love to discuss it because most relationships don't like to talk about it, but we actually do talk about it a lot, from how much we are pooping and how much are we constipated.
Yeah, that's so true. Let me tell you, when we first met, we figured out, because honestly, I used to smoke a lot of herb. Obviously, I don't smoke because I'm pregnant now, but even before that, I had stopped. But my main reason for smoking was because it helped me go poop. And I told Baba Roots that. He was like, that's so true. Like, literally, I can just smell the herb if it's strong enough, and it instantly got to go to the bathroom, or I'll just, take a few hits or whatever, and boom, I have to stop and I got to go to the bathroom like ASAP. So that was one thing. I'm like, oh, okay, so he understands me. But yeah, it's very important because that was, for me, that was kind of opening the way, because number one, I've dealt with constipation since I was a child, like seriously constipated, and I didn't start realizing how serious constipation was until I started researching and realizing that a lot of disease starts in the bowel. Like, if you're not eliminating, like, your digestive system is like your sewer system, the waste. Like, if you're not taking out the trash, all of that is just staying inside your body and just wreaking havoc on your system. So all kind of disease can manifest. And when it comes to healing, you got to first clean out that gut. So it's really important. And just like Bob Ruth said, a lot of couples don't talk about. They don't talk about that. So I want to get into that.
Some people don't even fart in front of each other.
Yes. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you said that, because let me tell you, I remember being in a relationship and we was together for a couple months already, and I never farted around him. I remember the one time I used to hold in my farts, all of that stuff. Like, that is a big no-no. And I remember the first time that I farted in front of him, he was like, that's the first time I heard you fart. And I was just so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. It was so embarrassing. So to not have to, I came from a long time of just always holding in my farts. If I gotta go poop, I can't poop wherever I am, because it's just an uncomfortable topic. But we need to eliminate that, because you're literally full of shit.
Right.
Like, why are you hiding it? Like, if you're not able to, like, that's like literally and metaphorically. So that's one thing I loved about Baba Roots, is we were able to, like, it's not like I just instantly start farting everywhere. But we were just, since we had that discussion early on, we were, we knew how important it was to eliminate in bowels.
Don't hold nothing in.
Yeah, nothing is being held in. So that's why I'm like, yeah, this is a real one right here.
That's right. Because
a lot of people are constipated, a lot of people are dealing with chronic illnesses, and that stuff, it really starts in the gut. So when you're in a relationship, you need to be able to have these conversations. You can't just be holding stuff in and like trying to be all cute and hide. Oh, if you gotta go to the bathroom, or if you're constipated, this is a conversation that you should be able to have with your partner, your family, whomever, because we actually help each other out. Like, I'm not a big water drinker. Baba Ruth, he can drink a lot of water, so he always has to remind me, like, drink water, He'll actually bring me water, because sometimes I'll just be lazy. I know I need to drink water, but I just don't like the taste, so I just won't drink it. And then I know, like just for instance, right now, the past few days we've been traveling, we have not been having a lot of fruit, so we kind of got a little backed up. So this morning, no food, no rice and beans, no plantains, none of that stuff. We are having fruit for breakfast. Mama put her foot down, and I went to the farmer's market, because I know the watermelon will really do it for all of us. For me, like Kenny, he just had a bowel movement. That's why I really noticed he hasn't went poop in a couple days. So let me go get some fruits, and boom, within 30 minutes of eating, don't look all embarrassed.
He's already on.
Within 30 minutes of eating, he gotta go to the bathroom. So we want to eliminate, and especially in the morning. I know a lot of people don't go eliminate in the morning. Like your bowels, that's a good time for you to go. So when you're waking up, drink a lot of water.
Yes.
Eat fruits.
Yes.
And it will really help you. It really will.
Yes, and there's another thing that we've learned along our journey. Early in our journey too is we started discovering all the different plants and trees and different things like that. There's senna tree, there's the senna leaves. We found them. They grow all over California, and at the time I would just take them from take them right off the tree, take them home, let them dry out, and started boiling them, and then within no time, we started being able to eliminate. So there's a lot of different remedies. There's not just one remedy. There's millions of different remedies. Find your remedy and experiment, just like as we do, and don't be afraid to talk about it, because it actually brings us closer together as well. Like being able to talk about things that most people don't talk about, it makes our friendship a lot closer, and I start to value her opinion more, because when I have ailments inside me, I can easily go to her, and she has remedies. She'll go and research, and vice versa. So we become each other's nutritionist, each other's doctor, and
if health is wealth, become your own doctor. Find the remedy.
That brings more balance to our relationship.
That's so true. Story time. Remember? Okay, so this was about 1 year, 2 years ago. I remember Bob Roots made this salad. And we were just eating a lot of salads. We just out of nowhere just started eating lots of raw green salads. And Bob Roots put extra garlic on accident. Remember that? I'm like, dang, why is it so garlicky? It was so strong. But I ate it anyway. And mind you, within like 30 minutes to an hour, I had to go poop. And then, this is how I knew he was the one. Like, I already knew he was the one, but this is how I really knew.
Story.
I really knew he was the one because, so I went to go poop, right? And I just felt like something wasn't coming out. I'm like, what is this? So I actually had to get some toilet paper and reach my hand, and there was something just sticking out. So I pulled it out. Oh my God, I'm getting chills just thinking about it because it was just disgusting. But I seen it and I just threw it on the ground. I didn't just throw it, I set it on the toilet paper on the ground. And I was so scared. I called Bob Roots' name. I was like, Bob Roots, come in here right now. I'm like, what is this? What is that? It was on the ground. And let me tell you, it was like a long piece of something, this long. It looked like a celery stick, but it was all white. You remember what it looked like?
Yes.
And literally, it was like that long. And Bob Roots, he picked it up, and he was just inspecting it, looking at it. And I was almost too scared to look at it because I just could not fathom the thought that came out of me. I'm like, what is it, Bob Roots? What is that? And he was like, I don't know. Yeah. Obviously, I'm sure it was a parasite.
Yeah, obviously it was. It definitely was a parasite. There's certain things that parasites do not like. People don't want to admit
garlic,
this.
No.
And people don't want to admit this, but it's also true that most people have parasites.
Yeah, we all do.
I want to say 90-something, whatever you want to say percent.
Yeah.
If you live in America, live in a European diet and stuff like that,
you have a lot.
We have a lot of parasites.
And we don't realize it's not stuff that we're taught, so
we're not taught
we
that.
think that, I ain't got no parasites.
Yes.
Trust me, we all have parasites and they're feeding off of us, wreaking havoc, stealing our minerals, all that stuff. Have those cravings that you're having, always wanting sweet, sugary foods or fat, whatever. A lot of times, parasites are hijacking you and telling you what you want. If you notice all the movies about parasites.
Yeah.
Netflix, all those movies about parasites, monsters inside of you.
Yes. And that's the big reason why a lot of people work out every day, work out hard, and you wonder why you're not losing that bottom gut.
Yeah.
That bottom gut is the parasites. They'll hide and they'll multiply and they'll feed off the food that you eat.
And have you craving and eating just extra, eating late at night, all kind of stuff.
Sending signals to your brain telling you what to eat, and you think that you have a late night craving, late night snack, midnight cravings. All that is parasites that wake up at night. They sleep mostly during the day, and at night they are more active, and they tell you what to eat. And then you're waking up wanting this extra things that you normally don't eat and wonder why you have this sweet tooth, but it's really the parasites telling you what to eat. And they feed off meat, they feed off certain things, so
they rob you of nutrients.
Yes.
So, oh my God, they do so many things. So for me to actually see that come out of me, and then to see you just inspecting it like a scientist, a mad scientist, I'm like, oh my goodness, he loves me.
because it's
It was so nasty.
because I know if she had them, let me know like, hey, man, I know that I have them, and
Yeah.
we started doing different cleanses throughout our journey. One good example is Dr. Goss. A Dr. Goss one we did, a cleanse we did for 21 days.
Yeah, 21
And during
days.
that process, definitely I started seeing parasites, taking all the natural herbs and eating certain regimens of food just to starve out the parasites and to eliminate them, and they sure enough came out. And it let me know like, wow, if just this tiny experimental 21 days released these parasites, imagine how much is really inside you that has been cultivating over years.
Years,
You
a
gotta
lifetime.
understand, we've been living years, so they grow within you, and you wonder why you have cramps, or wonder why you're irritable, wonder why you're more cranky, and
Brain
a lot of
fog,
it,
can't think
yeah,
right.
brain fog, a lot of it is parasites, and to get more clarity, you gotta eliminate those things.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so our phone died on us, but basically we want to just wrap up the video. And one point that I want to make is couples need to be able to talk about these things, and don't be shy. If you're a female, don't think you're too cute to talk about poop and just like holding in your farts or whatever the case may be. Like you can go somewhere and do it somewhere else. But also for not just the males, but however it goes, like don't shame your partner.
Yes, yes.
That's very important because you just never know. Just how we were saying how disease starts in the bowel. So if a person is really suffering and they're embarrassed to talk about, poop, or they're embarrassed to talk about their bowels, they could be really going through some stuff that could potentially lead up to something very serious, like a serious illness. So you want to have this open dialogue and just make it comfortable.
Right, it's actually going to bring you closer in the long run. Like
Yes,
when
it
you're
will.
open and be
It will.
be open about it to each other. It's gonna strengthen the bond for sure.
One more point that I wanted to make is actually using a pooping stool or squatting on the toilet, sitting in a squatting position. So this has been a big game changer for me. When I started doing research, when you're sitting on the toilet the regular way, you kind of are not able to really eliminate as much as you want to. So we started using stools in the bathroom to elevate our legs, and it actually really helps. Like sometimes if I don't have a stool, and I'm trying to use the bathroom, I won't be able to go. So now I just started squatting on the toilet, and I'm gonna show you guys in a second how I actually sit on the toilet. But it really makes a difference in how much you're able to eliminate. So I introduced it to Bob Roots, and
Yes, at first I was skeptical about it, but over time
he wouldn't do it, and
I started quietly trying it, like let me see. But then I did notice that I'm getting a lot more of my bowels out of me a lot quicker than sometimes I feel like it's like I cut it off just by doing this, just by sitting.
Sitting
so
on
when
the
you're
toilet
straight,
the regular way.
knees up more, it's like you're in a squatting position, so it's gonna flow out.
Well, this is actually how I use the bathroom when I'm going to poop, like every single time. I don't even like to use the stool. This works better for me. And obviously everyone can't, just hop up on the toilet like this. But if you can, try it. But if not, you can get a stool or something to help you make sure these legs are elevated, because you can just see, like in this position, you'll be able to naturally flow. But yeah, so other than that, that's really all we want to talk about. Don't hide your poop. Don't be full of shit. Don't be hiding shit from your partner.
Yes.
Keep it open. Keep the
100.
communication. Keep the communication open, even if it's uncomfortable to you.
Yes.
So, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in.